have to meet somebody anywhere I don't want to meet them, because at the end of the day, if I don't receive whatever they're giving me, I don't have to. And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's good to do things in groups because they'll hold you accountable.
It's the same with these TikToks and stuff. The money's coming, but it's coming fast. And just as quick as it comes, they spend it. So it'd be interesting to see the world in 30 years.
The best way to do anything, see any kind of group, is you have to take some inventory every once in a while. One of the things I learned is relationships are like dig into them, because that's all we have. Like money don't matter, jobs don't matter. How much weight we lose sometimes don't matter. But this that we have right here with us matters so much.
Come out to play.
What up, y'all? It's another day. 7 days have gone by. It's the end of hump day.
And it is.
Oh.
It depends on who you ask.
That's right. Yeah.
Ain't no humping.
Might be the end for you.
It's just beginning for some, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Rebranders Podcast. I am your host by the name of Anthony Goodson, alongside all of these beautiful and handsome co-hosts of mine. What's up, Helen? How you doing?
Hey, y'all. Hey. Good to be here. Happy to be here. Thanks for joining us. Another Wednesday podcast. Didn't forget this time. Available on all streaming platforms where a podcast is available. Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the things. Check it out.
Yeah. Y'all be sure to support. Hey, this month is Black Unity Month. Y'all don't forget it. It's Black Unity Month all month long, if I can say it. And we are going to be supporting everything we can. We're going to have Black Friday. We're going to talk more about that. What's up, Ace? How you doing?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How's everybody doing this evening? Blessings after all.
I went to school this morning. It sounds like
Clearly.
Probably.
It's Unity Month, man. I got to put that vibe in her.
All right, on. Okay. Last but not least, we say the absolute best for last. Yashika Washington. How you doing, Miss Yashika?
Full name, huh?
Right, definitely.
That's nice. Don't have any warrants. I'm fine.
They call you full name like that. It's a setup.
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Like I say, it's hump day, so half the week is about over. I'm excited because let me tell y'all something. This work thing, it ain't for everybody. That's okay.
Not for me.
Ignorance transferred to what? That's what we're talking about tonight. We want to tell everybody who's joining us, thank you. Y'all be sure to join us tonight. Keep the comments flowing. Talk to us all night long. The topic of tonight's show is ignorance transferred to what? Ben Franklin says being ignorant is not so much shame as being unwilling to learn. Being ignorant is not so much a shame as being unwilling to learn. I'm sorry. All right, let's go to the comments real quick.
It's crazy.
Comfortable with being ignorant is probably one of the worst things a person could possibly be.
Right, very much so.
Ignorance is bliss, they say, isn't it?
We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. What's up, Dan Trapp? How you doing? Thank you for joining us, brother. Also, Georgia Blaze. What's good, Rebranders fam? He said, Tony Goodson, my daddy. Says, hello, Yashika. Hello, Helen. Hello,
Hi.
Ace. And hello, Dickie. That's L.E.
What's up now? What's going on, Mr. Goose?
Hey.
All right, y'all. Let's talk about ignorance for a little bit. So ignorance is one of those really interesting things because a lot of people want to act like ignorance is such a horrible thing, but in reality, it's not. Ignorance is simply not knowing something. Anytime you start doing something, you're probably ignorant to 90% of what it is you have begun, right? And that's fine. Ignorance is okay. It's not bliss, but it's certainly okay. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But see, ignorance transferred to what? Now you're sitting in a place where you can get some knowledge and you got all these different directions to go once you get that knowledge. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. All right. So Yashika, I want you to jump in a little bit on it. Tell us, how does ignorance transfer to stupid? We're probably going to talk about this one all night long.
Yeah.
Well, how does it transfer to stupid? I guess that's a good question. What I will say is that ignorance and stupid starts together. They start off the same because, to be ignorant to something, it's like to be, it's like you're stupid to it because you don't really know it. The difference between The difference between it, however, is that you're ignorant, but you do what you can do to learn, so you become less ignorant of something, whatever that it is you were ignorant to before. The stupid is when you learn from it, but you still continue to stay there and do the same thing. So I can't teach you nothing because you can't be taught anything, because although you're not ignorant to it, you continue to do it. It makes you stupid.
Mm-hmm.
As don't want to learn.
Got time for that, and ain't nobody got time for that.
And ain't nobody.
Go ahead and speak to it a little bit, Ace.
Well, a great philosopher named Forrest Gump does. And that's just it. Ignorance, like I said, ignorance is the lack of knowledge, but it turns to stupidity, like Benjamin Franklin said. It turns to stupidity when that lack of knowledge is also paired with no desire for that to learn that knowledge. And then also you have it's levels of stupidity, because you have the stupidity where they don't want to learn, but then you have the level of stupidity where they're at stupid and they're proud to be stupid. Like that's a claim to fame for them.
Ooh, say it one time for people in the back.
Yeah, so it's levels to stupidity. That's why some people can say, that's why you can say it if you say he's stupid, or you can say look at this stupid ass. See, it's a difference in that the way you say it. So it's levels.
Helen?
Listen, I don't think there's much to be added to that, but I will tell me if I'm doing too much, if I'm stretching it too far. If we say, how do you start it off? Ignorance translates to stupidity, or stupidity transfers to ignorance?
Ignorance translates. Yeah, it's the same at the beginning. Yeah.
Right. So then, ignorance transferring to stupid could transfer to the phrase misery loves company, because then we get a group of stupid.
Come on.
Because sometimes you think, to Ace's point, you think you're right, but that's because everybody around you also stupid. Because misery loves company, right? Like, even if you know better, I ain't finna do better, because listen, over here, got the same thing going on. Why not? We cool. It's fine. We got it. And then it becomes like a honor. Like the fact that so many people are glorifying growing up in the hood or on food stamps. Don't nobody in that situation glorify that. Don't nobody want to be a part of that.
Let it go.
So glorify getting out of it. They glorify being there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think to your point, Helen, because I thought about that after I had stopped talking about it and went to Ace. That came in my mind. Sometimes people like to keep stupid people with them. That's why it's very important that, a lot of us, all of us, are ignorant to something. Some of us are more ignorant than others, but that doesn't make you stupid. It's important to surround yourself by people that's doing better than you. So if it's educational wise, whatever is doing, when I say better, we all run our own race. So you don't try to compare yourself to them, but you know what I mean? People that's kind of high, because you
motivate.
Because they motivate you to boss up or level up. Boss up, I don't want to talk ghetto.
I mean,
level up.
Bossing up. I started grabbing my pimp cup.
Let's go to the comments. Corey Rao, what's up, Corey Rao Jackson? She said, "Happy Wednesday, everyone." She's become one of the members of family members of Rebranders. Dan Trapp said, "What's up, Corey Rao?" She says, "What's up, friend?" They're going back and forth. Deborah Collette, I got something special for you at the end of the show. Be sure to stay tuned. She said, "Hello, friends and family."
Hey, Deborah.
What's up, peeps? Long time. Glad to have you back.
With it, bro?
This is Ron, by the way. Glad to have you. Hey, you know what, Ron? We were supposed to work out. We missed it. I think the rain got us. Hey, what's up, Kiki?
What's up, Kiki?
So
we have to ask if that's the what's happening or the Fat Albert.
I know. Which one is it?
Hey.
It make a difference.
Y'all know one of my life mottos. My life motto is, what you see is all you see, then you don't see all that there is. I live by that.
That phrase came to me randomly, and I forgot you said that like a few weeks ago. And I was like, that's such a good phrase. Mm-hmm.
And it speaks to ignorance a little bit, but I think another saying that I absolutely like is Maya Angelou. She said, do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, do better.
Right.
And to me, that speaks to ignorance. Right. You can be ignorant to a lot of things. Let me tell y'all a quick story. I've told this story before, and I'm going to tell it again. It's really embarrassing. So let's go back a long time ago, 25, 30 years in high school. And I'm from a small town, small country town. We don't have a Chili's at that time. We don't have any restaurants. We got McDonald's. And we got a Furs, which is a like a
That's all you
buffet.
need, boy.
That's all we had. But anyway, I go from my small town to my large town in Dallas. So I'm not living in Dallas. I'm 16, 17 years old. I go to the Olive Garden, and me and a group of friends, we decided to go out to eat. It's like 8 of us, 2 black dudes, 6 white guys sitting around the table. The waitress comes. The waitress puts 4 bowls of salad around our table, basically in between us. But she put one really close to me. And I told y'all before, but I got my fork, pulled that bowl closer to me, thinking to myself, why would she give me so much salad? And started eating out the salad bowl by myself. This is for 2 people. Ignorance. I did not know. Fast forward to today, of course I know now. I know how to which fork to use, etc., etc. The beauty of ignorance is it's okay to be ignorant to any information. That's why we go to school. That's why we live life. That's why we have experience. That's what knowledge is all about. Now, here's the game. How are you going to use that ignorance after you gain that knowledge? Or how are you going to use that knowledge after you've gained it? And that's where the question goes. So if you have that ignorance and then you have that knowledge, you no longer have that ignorance. Now you have stupidity. So that's to finish that up.
So you saying you don't eat out of the Lord's salad bowl anymore?
Oh, I still eat out of the big salad bowl, but now it's just 2 of us.
Hey, Kirby.
I'm only here for your sheep guy.
You better believe he is.
Agree.
You better believe he is.
So, Ace, you made a comment last night, and you said, so when we talk about this subject, what do you mean ignorance transferred? You said passed down? So I want you to speak to it a little bit. Can ignorance actually be passed down in a way with the definition that we use to your family members and so on and so forth?
Yeah, definitely. You have the let's say well, we can talk about growing up. We all know those friends that was like, you look at them like, dang, they were the wildest people. They do the craziest stuff. They always in trouble, just doing silly stuff. And then you go over their house one day and it's like, oh, that's how your mama is. That's how your daddy is. So it's like, this ain't some wild kid, nothing like that. Like, that's just how he being raised. Mm-hmm. We pass that down, in terms of thinking things are cute. Right. As far as, can't nobody tell my kid nothing. Don't correct my child. Don't say nothing to my child. The child is dead wrong, but the parent comes up to the school and want to fist fight the principal and teachers for suspending the child, so.
What do you think, Helen? Can it be passed down from generation to generation? Is there a generational curse of ignorance?
I would say so, and I think your phrase describes it best, because if all you see is all you know, then you haven't seen enough, or you haven't seen it all. But that first part, right? You have to be aware of that first part. You have to be aware that all you see is not all there is. And so if your entire family just continues to say the same thing, something as simple like, be at home before the street lights, right? You need to be in this house before the street lights. I've never really got a concrete answer outside of the fear of being taken. But in my neighborhood, no kids was getting taken after the street lights was off. Like, he was just outside still playing. But it's one of those things where I just did, right? And if I didn't question further or look further, then maybe I would go around telling a similar, okay, that didn't really come together the way I wanted to, but along those lines, right? Like, I didn't pull that one all the way through, but you can have family traditions and family views that if you don't question them, you think that's all there is to it. Politics is actually a very great example. If you represent a certain political view, when people ask you why, your response is, oh, my mama was. There you go. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it comes into religion too. People follow, and I won't say false idols because I don't want to get into a war with anybody, but people follow what the pastor or minister says to a T, not getting in the book and read it for themselves. Whatever they say, because that's a lot of times that's how they have interpreted it. Right. That doesn't mean that's what, there's a pastor that I used to follow. I used to go to that church. And one time he was talking about how Jesus split the Red Sea, but he correlated it to a cruise ship. He started talking about all this stuff. I'm like, that's not what I read. So we buy people. That's right, Pastor.
He was getting some endorsements.
So you even with the religion, the people that people follow don't understand that these are people too. Right. So that ignorance can be for with that too in religion.
Not to correct you, Yashika, but let me go ahead and say this because I know some people are listening, including Deborah Goodson, but I think it was Moses.
Was it Moses?
See,
well, see that.
That preacher was horrible. That preacher was horrible.
Was it Moses on the cruise ship, though? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, he started talking about a cruise ship and Jesus, because they didn't have faith, and Jesus on the cruise ship, and he started going through the ports, you know, the bottom of the cruise ship, in the middle, and the top. It was just, I don't go there anymore.
Yeah, no, of course.
Real quick, just before we move on from that, to I think Yashika said, but someone said ignorance is bliss, right? I think that also ties to it being passed down, because we trust that our parents know best. We trust that our parents have all the tools that they need to make these decisions. And then until you become an adult and possibly have kids and actually take parenthood serious, that you realize that it's not as straightforward as you think it is. But ignorance is bliss, right? If I don't know any better and I don't challenge anything, if I see something one way and say, okay, cool, I just accept this, then by default, you become stupid because you don't allow yourself to think different. If they say this is America, just these four corners of your house, and you can't leave this house at all, ever, but you never tried, like worst case worst, I don't know. But if you create unintentional ignorance sometimes by just following things without questioning it, just accepting it for what it is.
That's it.
Chris Bell says, in current times, let's talk about Facebook Reels, YCs, and YNs. What's that? Are acting out of ignorance. Now, once it's out and everyone sees it, and they keep posting, it's just acting stupidly. All right, y'all, we're gonna take a quick break real quick, and we got a little game we're gonna play in a little bit. Name that forehead. But before we go, George Bernard Shaw says, beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. Okay, first, let's go to the comments before we take a quick break. There's something I always question authority, but in a professional way. Respectful, form your own opinions when you're old enough to do so. And then 1521 says, the LMAO, I call it ignorance by association. Very good. Hey, y'all, be sure to stay tuned. We got a fun game. Name that forehead. Also, we want to talk about a cultural ignorance before we hit that break, too. So we're going to talk about that in just about a minute.
Let me be as clear as I can be. In politics and in life, ignorance is not a virtue. It's not cool to not know what you're talking about. That's not keeping it real or telling it like it is. That's not challenging political correctness. That's just not knowing what you're talking about.
You know I had to check on my baby brother to make sure he was doing good. I don't need you to check on me, man. I'm fine. But look, I'm gonna see you at home. Don't forget to take that chicken out. All right, man. See you at home. What's this? What is this? I was using it to help me study. Look, I was getting real tired. I kept crashing. I needed something to hear focus. Do you know what this does to you? You mustn't hear about that man that lost his fingers at that factory. He was on this stuff too. You gonna tell Mom? You think I would tell Mama and break her heart if she... I didn't know once I took it for the first time it was gonna make me want to do it again. I didn't know Mom would fall apart if she knew about this. I didn't know. No matter what they tell you, the cool kids don't do that stuff. That's right. Cool kids don't mess with that stuff. And if you know anybody using that stuff, call 1-800, we don't mess with that stuff. That stuff.
You trying to make the marijuana smokers feel bad on the show?
Ace, what you talking about?
That was the Ace.
Cool kids or what, Ace? What is he
think I
talking about?
I
You
played the
know
wrong one.
when
I
you
had
made
this-
that.
He can't be that handsome.
That's like how it was in the 90s on
Yeah.
those sitcoms. All right, y'all. Ignorance transferred to what? Let's go to the comments real quick. Kirby Morton says, while I was rolling one. He was rolling one up just now. 1521. My man, he said, come on, man. I'm being real rubber one, the slick talking shams that we've had in the office. Right on.
Politician.
Yes, sir. All right. Real quick before we move on, ignorance transferred to what? Now, I want to talk a little bit more about cultural ignorance. I think we're going to do that after we play our game here in just a little bit. But I remember, I get told this by my grandmother or my mom all the time, that her grandmother and aunties and all that used to say that while we're sleeping, other people are having meetings. Mm-hmm. So there's a certain ignorance that's kind of intentional. You know, like you're ignorant intentionally because someone made it that way. I always wonder, like, why is it that certain people get stuff so late, understanding the stock market so late, so I'm making much more money later on in the game, getting education later on in the game, and so that's kind of an unintentional ignorance. But I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. All right, y'all. Hey, look here. Let's have some fun, and that fun is name that forehead. Are y'all ready?
No.
Yeah, I want to see.
Mine better not be in it.
1521, I know you're going to be good at this. Everybody be sure to join. We're going to give everybody, no, your head. I didn't put yours in there. They're all celebrity foreheads for the most part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a picture of somebody's corner or something of someone's forehead. And I want y'all to tell me, what's up, Kirby? Tell me whose forehead it is. Okay. Now, it should be a big enough celebrity to where y'all would know. I tried to make it pretty fun. And most of them are celebrities. Some of them aren't. You ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Whose forehead is this?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Oh, Marshall Mathers now.
Okay.
Let's not play games.
They're gonna be. Hopefully, they're all easy. Let's see what the comment says. Amber Rose. That's a close one.
You know, somehow he's correct.
Not bad.
That's pretty good. The comments are coming in. Slim Shady. Corey Rouse says Eminem. Hey, 1521. Slim Shady. I knew you were going to know. All right, let's go to the next one. Here's another pretty easy one. All right.
Uh-huh.
That's Lil Wayne. Wait. Well, hold on.
Lil Wayne?
I thought it was going to
I want to say Lil Wayne, but it could be that 21 dude.
Right. That's why
I don't know anybody.
Yeah,
that's Lil Wayne, though.
I don't know any of them 21 nothing.
Somebody says Ludacris. No, that's not Ludacris. All right, you are correct. That is Lil Wayne. Louisiana.
I demand my card. Ace?
Hey, you got it. You got the platinum.
Not so fast.
Oh.
So wait till the game is over. Okay. All right, here's another one. This is one that's kind of not a celebrity. Whose forehead is this?
Mona
Lisa.
Okay.
Give my card.
Don't get the card from Mona Lisa.
You know what, Anthony?
No black cards given to Mona Lisa.
I was nervous.
I deserve my card.
Mona Lisa, you got it. All right. Okay. This is probably too easy too. I made them easy because y'all complain about them being too hard.
Don't keep it stupid, baby. Make it tough.
Hey, we know that. That's cute.
Okay.
That's cute for sure.
Chris Bell said that was Lil Wayne a long time ago. Yeah, you're right. All right, let's see. Oh, what's up, Wealthy Healings? Glad to have you. First time I've seen you. She said, Drake.
How you doing?
Welcome.
It was actually Ice Cube. That's who it was. Ice Cube. Okay, whose forehead is this? That's pretty easy.
Oh, I know it. DC.
Mm-hmm. That's what it looked like to me, DC Young Fly. I could be wrong. Oh,
I'll go with that.
Anyway,
I'll go with the match.
Anthony over there being stingy won't give me my card.
Well, all you had to do was read it. Read it. It's just written right there. The comments are coming in. Wealthy Healing, be sure to subscribe on Facebook. Thank you. Anthony Goodson at yahoo.com. That's my email. I'll send you a t-shirt. Yeah. Anthony Goodson at yahoo.com, straight through. ANTJY.
I know we're playing the game, but if we talking about ignorance, is the tattoo in the middle of the forehead, can we call that ignorance?
No.
I mean, it might be stupid.
Exactly. We call it, some people call it hating.
Yeah, they definitely call it that.
Oh, hating, because I said tattoo in the forehead? Nah, it'll be ignorance before it's tattoo, before it's hating.
Kirby called it an inmate at the Dallas County Jail. DC. DC Young Fly. Yes. All right, we got a couple more. Let's see who the next one is. And the next one, this might be a little bit. No, it's not as pretty.
Oh, this our girl.
Anybody else?
You don't want something.
Some people might think it's Harley Quinn, but that's it.
I would have said Harley Quinn. I got to be honest with you. Iggy says Kirby. I'm not sure. Iggy Pop. Iggy Azalea. I don't know.
One of the Iggy's.
Okay, well,
it's actual multiple Iggy's out there. That's a whole nother show in itself.
Is it?
That's crazy. Erykah Badu. All right, here we go, y'all. Whose forehead is this?
It's two-toned. Is that Chris Brown?
Dang.
I think Chris Brown might be right.
Said Helen.
Helen, Mr. Tony. I know.
I don't think he was talking about this one. I think it was the previous one.
I support you talking about Erykah.
Corey Ralph says Chris Brown. Yashika says Chris Brown. Deborah Collette says Chris Brown. Takashi, actually.
Takashi hair never been that
short. That's a pretty good one.
His hair was long, though. That's why I didn't pick him.
Y'all see he got a nice brown lace front.
Oh,
Chris
wow.
Brown. Very good. Very good. They're all coming in. Wealthy Healing said, LOL. All right. And here is the last. Well, I think I have two more.
Yeah.
Who's
ignoring me?
I said, you think you got it?
That's not Whoopi Goldberg, is it?
It is Whoopi.
Yeah, it looks like Whoopi to me too.
She ain't got no eyebrows. You see that?
Yeah, eyebrows.
I'm telling you, that forehead is moisturized. You can't deny that.
Hey.
Now, Jay-Z got
forehead belongs to
eyebrows.
Whoopi Goldberg. Very good.
Where the hell is Whoopi
Goldberg?
Day job.
Whose forehead is this? Pretty easy.
We know who that is. I know who that one is.
We know who that is?
Cardi.
I'm gonna go with Helen.
Okay. Well, she ain't got no eyebrows. And the answer is
eyebrows. Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, that.
Betty White, the stripper. GCXY. All right, y'all. Last one. Good. Last one. Whose forehead is this?
Hey.
Oh, that's that water bottle picture.
Herbie, that's your uncle.
Whose forehead is that? Any takers?
Tell it.
John's best friend.
Yeah, that's the
He.
I gotta see what Kirby got to say about that one. That's a good one, Corey Brown. I like that. Trump, she says. Trump. All right, y'all. Very good, very good. Hey, listen, ignorance transferred is the topic we're talking about tonight. We're having a good time. I thank y'all for joining. Keep the comments coming in, y'all. We have plenty of show left. Ignorance transfer. We're going to talk about does it transfer culturally as well when we come back.
Here's the interesting thing that happens when you're president, or when you go through the experience of being president. So you start off, you're a community organizer and you're struggling to try to get people to recognize each other's common interests, and you're trying to get some project done in a small community, and you start thinking, okay, you know what, this alderman's a knucklehead, and they're resistant to doing the right thing, and so I need to get more knowledge, more power, more influence so that I can really have an impact. And so you go to the state legislature and you look around and you say, well, these jamokes, I mean, not all of them, but I'm just saying, you start getting that sense of, this is just like dealing with the alderman, right? So, no, I got to do something different. So then you go to the U.S. Senate and you're looking around and you're like, oh, man. And then when you're president, you're sitting in these international meetings, and it's like the G20, and you got all these world leaders, and it's the same people.
Woo!
Ignorance is everywhere, is what he's saying.
That was a word.
Ignorance transferred to what?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So cultural ignorance. Now, that to me is probably the saddest ignorance, because that's one where you kind of stay ignorant in a lot of situations around the globe. Not necessarily black people, not Jews or whatever. You got everybody who's culturally ignorant about certain things, especially when you look at third world countries. Let's speak to that for a little bit. Is that stupidity, or is that comfort, or is that just the place that they live and that ignorance?
I think we too ignorant to speak on it.
I can take that.
Uh-oh. I'm in the dark.
Look, she's in the dark about things. She ain't shouting.
What's it called when you don't pay a light bill? You know you're supposed to pay.
Don't you do me like that. I'm responsible.
Hey,
I'm responsible.
Look, she the worst kind because she got the money. That makes it worse.
Yo, don't count my coins, brother.
Bring it on, Chris. We want to hear what you got to say. So I could be an unconscious bias. I'd love to hear what you got to say. Kirby says too much is based on religious beliefs. They make illegal to have open minds. I like that comment. She said, I agree, Helen. I'm not sure what you said, Helen. You can remind us.
We too ignorant to speak on it.
Okay. That's true. When we talk about culture, I know one of the things is I never understood like Black Eyed Peas on New Year's.
I just learned about that like a few years ago.
And people just, I don't eat, I get them on my plate or whatever, but I just don't like Black Eyed Peas. But act like if you don't eat these Black Eyed Peas today, you ain't gonna make it through the rest of the year. So
it's superstition?
I was just about to say that's superstition. Yeah.
That's a form of ignorance. If you believe in it fully, holistically.
Or if you live by it. Some people live by superstition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I personally don't. I from the country, splitting poles. Don't split that pole. Step on the crack, you break your mama's back.
Don't get me mad now.
Didn't work.
I tried. You ain't stomping down on it, huh?
Didn't work. I can tell you that right now.
Didn't work.
Well, get mad, go outside looking for him. Right here.
All right, I got a random question I want to ask y'all. This is a little bit off subject. I saw this earlier today. Somebody said your bill is $97. I'll post it. Your bill is $97.63. How much do you tip the waitress?
I don't think it's not a set thing. It depending on the waitress.
Right. Listen.
Let's do this. Your bill is $97.63 and your waitress is outstanding. How much they spend the right amount of time with you. They make sure your food is on time, hot. They bring you water whenever. Outstanding. They talk to you.
20.
I would say no less. I'll probably go no less than 20, but I'll probably do 30, just depending on which week she gets me on.
Got caller.
All together. We had dinner together. He was the only one that left nothing.
You think so, huh?
I know so.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
Not a drip. Okay, now let's say.
Guess what? Was the bill $97.63?
$97.64.
Okay, then we talking about $97.63 right here.
Oh, so you gave a penny? Okay.
No, if it would have been $97.63, you would have saw me give $30.
All right, your bill is $97.63, and the waitress is horrible. How much do you leave?
We not.
About $15. You
still giving $15?
Well, because the reason being is that even though the service and stuff was horrible, it still was service. And then at the end of the day, you'll be the no good person that didn't leave a tip, and it reflects on everybody.
I would leave a tip.
I'm not
several tips if she want them, but don't go in dark alleys at night.
Kirby said we're good. He's using 20.
Right, Hal?
Get a better job is the second tip.
Hey. Dietrich is 25 with a good tip. Kirby, he said, depends on how much tequila they put in the margarita. That's 25 minutes, 40 of great service. Wow. 1 cent for bad service, Deborah Goodson says. I agree. 15. 15 is high. I don't think I can do 50.
Y'all
horrible waiter or tequila.
People.
That's what he said. The tequila still get that tip she needs.
I'm a decent tipper, I think.
I got a friend of mine. What he does, this is a true story. He knows about how much he's gonna tip. So he'll put a stack of 20s or stack of ones on the table, about 21s or whatever. And every time she quote unquote makes a mistake, he takes a one away. He takes another one.
You dirty dog.
So it's up to her. She starts off with whatever. And he might even put more there if the bill comes up higher. But every time she makes a bad mistake, and he don't tell her. She probably notices, but he don't tell her. He said they're taking it away. And I've seen it get down pretty low a couple times, embarrassingly low. Like, I'm hey man, I'm gonna go use the restroom. After we leave, I can drop a couple emojis because I'm embarrassed, But I've seen that happen before. All right, so let's see. I agree. 15. Kirby Moore's horrible waiter, more tequila. Tax times 2 plus a little. I think that's the way they do it. That's just wrong. That's a way not to get served. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're talking about ignorance transferred to what? All right. Nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity.
That is the most dangerous.
King Jr. Somebody please speak to that.
We just
it's like, well, I guess with this one, I guess a better example would be, say, racism. That would be a better example, right? So the racist person is not as problematic as the so-called non-racist person who doesn't believe in anything. Because like a racist person, you trust them to be racist. Just like if it's a guy over here in a Klan uniform, okay, that's the Klan. You stay over there, I'm over here. You don't like me, I don't like you, it's fine. But it's the person that's not racist that's, he doesn't hate you just because he's a Klan. He's a good guy. He's not out to stop you. Then that's the person that's more dangerous. It's like, you don't even believe what I'm telling you.
That's a good point. They say Martin Luther King also says the true oppressor is the one who never speaks. It's not the one who actually oppresses sometimes. Hey, let's go to the comments real quick. Gitu Homo. Hopefully I said that right.
You can't.
I'm gonna go with Jomo first.
Jomo, okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna take you straight to the
right.
John Oliver from HBO's Last Week Tonight did a whole feature on tipping industry on the last show. Hey man, we appreciate you for go to YouTube. Be sure to like the show, subscribe and all that. Thank you. I've never seen this name before. 1521, man, depends on how they are. Kirby says the divisiveness equals no community improvement.
True.
All right, we'll bring another one up. I want y'all to kind of talk on that. Good job on that, Ace. Helen, this is yours. You ready?
Let's go.
If you think education is expensive, try ignorance.
That's mine, but it's really Yashika's because Baton Baby, that's for her. Baton Baby, that's for her.
I'm ready now.
Honest Abe went good on that one.
Well, let me go ahead and I'll switch it and give it to Yashika, and I'll tell the story. So I don't know if y'all saw this story. Happened in Virginia this past weekend. Girls racing around the track. One girl intentionally pops the other girl in the head once she passes her on the track.
With the baton.
Girl falls off the track, whatever. Now the girl who did the hit, she says, I didn't do it on purpose. And the other girl got a concussion. So, of course, us rebranders in our pre-show talking last night today about the things we would do as a parent to that child. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Now, Yashika, speak to that, please.
Okay. I'm a nice lady for the most part, right? But if as a parent, as I watch that as a parent, I'm fuming. My daughter is 8 years old. I shouldn't be this fuming, right? She's still a little baby girl, but she will be a teenager. And if that was to happen to my child, her parents were very poised. The one that got hit, her parents were very, very poised. Charlie's mom was not so much. No, and it'll been 2 stories. One about the baton hitting the baby in the head and about that baby's mama and what she did. And then they'll have a mugshot and it'll look like this. Happily. I'm happy to take it. You know, we have to sometimes, I think, and I was telling them this last night, I think talking about this last night, young people have to remember as well as we do that, and have to be more educated to understand that sometimes life don't give a lot of times, most times, life don't give second chances.
Right.
It doesn't. And you have to be mindful of the things we do and the things we say and how we move. It's very important. And so for her to do that, she doesn't, and she's viral, of course she would be. She doesn't understand what she did for herself negatively. Because of stupidity, because that was plain old stupid. We can't say that was ignorant. That was stupid.
Yeah. Well, because she knew better.
Yeah.
She knows. Ignorance is when you don't know. She knew, and then she made a conscious decision not to use what she knew, her knowledge. Actually, she chose to go the wrong route.
Yo, me and Kirby would have been down there beating her down. Family, everybody.
Third, I say Yashika is low-key funny. Corey Rouse says, I would beat my child's. There is always consequence to our actions.
Just to speak to the quote, I guess I don't want to say little in terms that make sense. It's like
right over that.
Yeah, me and him, we out. Come on, we ride at dawn. We beating everybody down.
Helen, cause Helen so mad she couldn't take it no more. She
had to go.
All right, till Helen gets back, I'm pretty sure she's gonna want to speak on that real quick. I'll throw another one up here. This is one of my favorite people in Black history, James Baldwin. He says, "It is certain in any case that ignorance allied with power is the most ferocious enemy justice can have."
I agree.
Yeah.
Ignorance with power. Yeah. That goes back to when you said generation, when is ignorance transferred through generations or, different cultures in third world countries. It takes me back to like the slavery days. How many slaves compared to their masters were there? And if they weren't so ignorant to this is just the way it is, history would have told a different story.
Right.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, that's real.
All right, and I got one more. Helen, did you want to go back to it, Helen?
Helen, you came back.
Listen, y'all, the way the internet just played in my face so aggressively is aggressive. What did I skip over, though? I skipped over something.
You know what? In the turn of events, Helen, by the way, for you, those who don't know, she's in California. And are you in Southern California?
Northern.
Okay, it's actually raining. So
I say evidently it does rain in Northern California.
I missed Helen for that 15 seconds. Oh, he kissing behind that.
I don't know what your full-time job is. Stick to it though.
All right, I'm gonna throw another random question out there. Okay, what celebrity death? What's a celebrity death that really caught you off guard? Like when you heard this celebrity death, you were like, "What?" Like deep inside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on now, Michael Jackson.
Besides Michael Jackson, give me another.
Why did you go soprano when you said Michael Jackson?
Because it still hurts. It still hurts.
Kirby says Kobe.
Kirby
says Kobe.
That was strange. Kobe was strange, Kirby. It was just kind of like. Let me see. Besides Michael Jackson, I think it would be Aaliyah.
That's a good one. I think Aaliyah was a big one for me too.
Yeah, I mean, there's others that's just as shock. I know some people will say, it's a bunch of them, but yeah, that one there too, Kirby, for real.
Dietrich says Wesley Snipes. Okay. Did I miss something today?
I got a Nipsey.
Wait a minute. Is Wesley Snipes gone? Did they get Wesley?
They got Wesley?
Yo, Dietrich, they got Wesley?
They got Wesley. We didn't even know.
Wait a minute. Stop talking. Wesley out of, did they come get him?
No, Wesley ain't gone, man.
Not if they come get him.
He's gonna be in New Jack City too.
Georgia Blaze says Michael Jackson. I was on firing range. I had to sit down for a minute. Hey, Takeoff was a wild one too.
Did they pick up Wesley or not?
They didn't. According to Google, he's 62, baby. He's thriving at 60.
Oh, he thought you said death.
A celebrity death.
Hey, okay. He ain't dead. He just broke. He ain't
just
dead.
broke, huh?
And this is Listen, this is how we get stuff started. This is how we get stuff started.
Yo, I said, no, nigga, what's the last hour or so?
Hey, got us checking Google on here. All right, y'all, we're going to come back. We got a little bit more show left. This has been a lot of fun. Thank y'all again for continuing to comment and play along with us. We'll see y'all in a little bit. Ignorance transferred to work.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Well, Elon Musk said his Cybertrucks would be waterproof enough to float in water, but yesterday one had to be pulled out of Ventura Harbor.
There is definitely an element of Donald Trump support that has its basis in racism or xenophobia.
All right, here we go. Based on Ontario, Canada, placing a 25% tariff on electricity coming into the United States, I've instructed my Secretary of Commerce to add an additional 25% tariff to 50% on all steel, aluminum coming into the U.S. from Canada, one of the highest tariffing nations anywhere in the world. This will go into effect tomorrow, he writes, tomorrow morning, March 12th.
Trump is a really bad candidate, and frankly, I think a really bad person. Vote for Trump. My current plan is to vote either third party, or as I joke to my wife, I might write in my dog.
Looking good. Almost done. And there, done.
What have you done?
I painted the truth. I painted my truth.
Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin is always right. Excuse me. So we're talking ignorance transfer. I think for the most part, we just stayed on the stupidity side. But sometimes people are ignorant to some situations, and then all of a sudden they learn from it. It can go into knowledge, it can go into intelligence, wisdom. Let me tell you, one of the worst things in the world is when somebody's ignorant, you give them that information, that advice, and they don't take it. Now they're stupid. Any friends that y'all know to do something like that? You have given them this information over and over, or even just one time, and they didn't take the very information. You see ignorance. That's okay. You see it. That's okay. Once I give them the knowledge, they don't have it anymore. Now you see stupidity right off the top. But there's other directions. Sometimes they actually take it. So now they have the knowledge and they use it. Maybe I don't know if that's wisdom. I don't know if that's just using knowledge, smart, whatever the case may be. Smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes. So let's talk about that real quick. Ignorance turned into information used wisely. How do we feel about that? Just speak to that, Yashiva.
I would say knowledge and understanding, because it just can't be knowledge. They have to be able to understand the knowledge that you're giving to them. They have to be able to compute it. And so, but do they want to? You know, the crabs in that bucket it's all stupid. You know, every crab in the bucket is stupid. That's why they continue to want to pull down people so that they continue to be stupid with them. So I think that it has to be knowledge, yes, but you have to have the understanding to go with it. And I guess my question would be to that is how long do you keep giving that advice to a person that's wanting to remain stupid or unknowledgeable of it?
So Kirby says, question, would you take perceived ignorance for a stronger America? Helen, I think you'd be good with that one. Would you take perceived ignorance for a stronger America?
That's actually a good question.
I guess who is this point of view from? Who is perceiving ignorance coming from? Is America as a whole agreeing that perceived ignorance is about us? Or is it the outsiders view perceived ignorance about America? Because I would say instinctually no. Because ignorance at the end of the day, like you said, is not known. So even if we want to look like we don't know and we know, does that make us stronger? I wouldn't say yes. I don't know. I think it's an interesting question, but I think I'd have to understand where you're coming from that.
I think it's an interesting question, but I think it's a very biased question posed in a more biased way. So it's, my answer to that is I want a stronger America. What I perceive to be ignorant is not necessarily so. It's kind of hard to explain because the question is worded so interesting. Let's go to the comments. Trump standing 10 toes for America. I rock with him. Very good. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Knowledge and understanding equals wisdom. That's very good. Right. Kirby says political differences which divide us, but the decisions made for their own party. Yeah. Well, you know, I think that's the one thing. I'm gonna go back to that real quick. And 1521 says, he's saying take a stronger America any day. I think that's the end of this, our own party. Like, America's just one country. It's not a party. It's this party believes this way and this party believes this way. But both parties believe that their way is for a stronger America. And for everyone, not just for their party alone. And that, I believe, is where we are in America. Our ignorance is we're fighting for our side. We're not fighting for everyone. And that's what's making us a weaker America. We're kind of like is that a seesaw? Seesaw? We need to be right here.
Yeah. And to that, I guess I'll ask the question, if somebody can answer it. Does that make us stupid? And I won't say us, honey, because I don't know, maybe me, I don't know. But does that is that the stupidity part of it? Because we have to understand that we're all here together, and if we, hopefully it never happens, but if we get bombed, we bomb together, no matter what party you own. If something happens to America, it happens to America. It has nothing to do with a party. That's the hard part for people to understand that. But is that ignorance or is that stupidity? Because I'm leaning more over on the stupidity side, but maybe.
I think we have all the knowledge,
and that's
we have all the information, so it's stupidity.
That's a good statement Kirby just made right there, because that is factual. And that's coming from both. Well, not even both sides. However many different ideologies it is, it's coming from all those. It's coming from all those sides. So,
and I would Kirby say to you, take the IMO off. In my opinion, I think that's the fact. I think it's more of personal interest, yet it's
help around and find out. Yeah,
good.
It definitely is.
All right, I like that. All right, y'all. It's been a real good show. I appreciate all y'all. It's that time of the night where we decide whether or not the show has actually been as good as we think. Georgia Blade says stupidity will be catering to the rich rather than to the rest. I love it. I love it. Okay, y'all, we got a little bit more show, a little bit more time left. So does anybody have any questions they want to throw out there towards the stupidity? Now, I would like to say wisdom. I read a whole lot about wisdom. And wisdom is probably the idea to get to. You know, the more you read Proverbs, Helen, Ace, Yashika, every day.
Wait, how you go? So you think we don't read Proverbs?
Probably not. What did you read today?
I read Proverbs.
Okay. I read Proverbs every single day. I try to gain some wisdom every single day. Today is the 12th, so I read Proverbs 12. Tomorrow is the 13th, so I read Proverbs 13. All the way through the end of the month and start all over every single month. So in February, I get, kind of lose a little bit. But today I read, and I sent this to Yashika, Proverbs 12:15. The way of fools seem right to them, but the wise listen to advice.
Yeah.
So before we end the show, let's briefly talk about wisdom. Like, where can you get wisdom? People of the world think that they can. I've heard people say, "Oh, he's old and wise." Not true. Not necessarily the case.
Well, old dummies for sure.
Yeah, old, gray hair. He must be wise. No. Mm-hmm. Old fools used to be young fools, really.
Right.
And
I see
Kirby says, a great evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Kirby. 1521. That's why I like Trump. He's more about business than political gain. Georgia Blaze, stupidity will be catering to the rich rather than to the rest. And Kirby also says, it's up to you where you find wisdom, which either leads to prosperity or trouble. Talk to wisdom. How can you find
the crossroad right there, Kirby? That's the crossroad.
I guess when you say how can you find wisdom, what comes to my brain is are you open to understanding and listening and not just, well, I go back to the party word. Are you open to listening and not just focusing on what you believe in or what you're open to everything to get the wisdom? Because you can't, a lot of times when you're searching for wisdom, it may not be something you want to do, or want to tap into. So how do you search for wisdom? I guess that would be, you have to be open to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
To learn it.
You have to accept your ignorance.
That's why the first step is understanding that you don't know anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Bible says get knowledge and get understanding, but most importantly, get that understanding. You can get the information, but if you truly understand the information, then that's when you get wisdom. Now you know how to use information. Wisdom sometimes can be like a psychic. You know, if you have somebody asked a question one time, they said, if you could have anything in the world, anything whatsoever right now, with the exception of money, what would it be? I think we talked about this once. Some people say health, and some people say free this, etc., etc. And wisdom to me would be absolute best, because if you have wisdom, you can have free health, good health, I should say. If you have wisdom, you can be rich. If you have wisdom, you can have it all, because now you're 2 or 3 steps ahead of the game. Kirby says, good point, except for your defiances? Deficiencies. Okay. Wisdom is gained through research, humility, and living. 1521 says, wisdom can come from learning from old, but wisdom can be obtained through life lessons.
And life will teach you. It'll learn you.
It'll learn you real good. All right, y'all. Now, I'm not going to tease you anymore. I know everybody's waiting for it. Ace is ready for it. It's time to go ahead.
You have to be ignorant not to be.
That was good. That was good. Very good.
Being happy is worth more than a dollar amount. Here we
That's
go.
True.
AOA. Got on the show next week.
I'm glad you asked. Next week, we'll actually be talking to representatives from the Gay Potato Farmers of America. They'll actually be asking us for support to sign a petition to redefine the term sweet potato.
I like how you was cooling out, waiting on you to finish
white supremacists who have nieces and nephews.
You was chilling, and I appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, your secret's on you.
Yo, I take it easy with the old commercials.
It could be like,
and Ace, that was a joke, and I shouldn't have made a joke before you made a joke, and that was wrong, brother. And I learned from it. I was ignorant to it, but now I learned. I won't do it again. Hey, yo, Ace.
What's up, you secret?
Who we got on the show next week?
Well, next week we just gonna go, since we've been going into everything. We just gonna make it diverse. So we'll actually be talking to Native American prostitutes, and the show will be The Real Navajos.
Sometimes you gotta go look at yourself and go, I'm ready to relinquish this.
I'm one of them people. Hey, you gotta give a man a day in court.
The underlining of all of it is authenticity, right?
She's making them money, so they gonna put the camera on her because she is paid.
I think the prize is the other person. We have not integrated in the United States. Start buying some of the things that we have to offer. Then we will see a difference in how we act as Black people.